You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Alright, welcome for coming back to the Terror Zone podcast. That was Break the Cycle with the song One Way. This EP came out back in, I don't know, January or February, I think, but they had just had their EP release back in April with Shackled and Purgatory and D-Block and J6, Sector. A big-ass show they had. But they've been around quite a while. They played shows with Scarhead and fucking Madball, The Killer. So, you know, they're a Chicago staple, and I dig the band. I think dudes are cool as fuck. I mean, I assume they are if, you know, they're in a cool-ass hardcore band. They could be dickheads, but they don't seem like it. Nick's a really cool dude. That's who I'm speaking with on this podcast. Me and him have been going back and forth a little bit. Just talking shit here and there on the internet, and you know, it's only right. It's only right. You gotta you gotta support people who support you, and that's the main thing here. It's all about supporting and contributing and doing your part in the hardcore scene and sharing what you think is cool, or even if you don't think it's cool, you know, somebody might. This band, Super Tough. They just played in New Jersey with a Minefield over the weekend and Living in Fear. So they got another show coming this Friday, June 10th, with Shackled and Gates to Hell and Hold My Own in Chicago. It's the day before Tied Down Fest here in Detroit, which I have some news to share about that. I was going to try and do a podcast with the guys who promoted it, Jimmy from Edgemen and Curtis from the Crowfoot. They put on this super awesome festival. Great lineup. Kind of sucks that God's Hate dropped, but they last minute added three very cool bands. Detroit's own Doubt It. They'll be playing first. I think doors are at 12. It looks like they'll be playing starting like 12:15, so get there fucking early. Get a place to park. The place does have parking, so it's paid in a secure lot, so that don't mean shit. That just means you paid somebody to hopefully watch your car. So obviously park at your own risk or park anywhere else around the Russell. It's a pretty busy area these days, so the street parking's probably costs money. There's no COVID restrictions as the city of Detroit doesn't have any mandates right now. So if you're scared, wear a mask. If you're sick, wear a mask. Don't be a pussy. Re-entry? Yes, there will be re-entry, but only till 5 p.m. So if you leave after 5, unfortunately for you, you'll have to buy another ticket to get back in. So, sucks to be you. Don't leave. There'll be food on site. There'll be a couple food trucks, at least two, both with vegan options. So, all you people who do not eat meat, you have food to eat. There's a full-service bar there. They have water and other non-alcoholic beverages. If you don't partake, there will be tickets at the door available. So, if you got your ticket in advance, the price goes up the day of the show. I said that wrong. I'm trying to read this shit. We do recommend buying your ticket in advance, and the price goes up the day of the show. There are enough left to ensure that if you show up without a ticket, you will be able to buy one. You should probably buy them for the pre-show now, though. 1 week till that. The pre-show is sick fucking show. Has Razzle Dazzle, Gel, Gag, Fantasy World, and Wild Side from Ontario. So that's going to be fun. That's at the Edgeman Printing Shop in Clinton Township, Michigan. It's about 25 minutes east of Detroit, maybe. Probably less. I don't know. There's no age limit there at the fest, so you can bring your little kids if you want. But they'll just be holding you down. Fuck that. You'll be tied down if you bring kids. The set times will be posted probably in the next few days. So, plan accordingly, on what you want to see when you see the set times, and do what you got to do to make sure you see the bands you want to see. Because what I've noticed at Fest is the breakdown and setup of bands goes by pretty fucking fast. There's not much time in between. So, don't think you'll be able to go smoke a joint and not miss the first song or two of the next band playing. It's the venue is ADA compliant. That means if you're in a wheelchair or you can't walk, whatever, there's restrooms for you. There's fucking probably a wheelchair ramp. If you need special accommodations, please let someone at the door know, and they will do their best to help. Things you can bring in. You can bring in cameras and your chapstick and earplugs, eye drops. You can bring in pretty much anything except air horns. You can't bring in your bike. You want to ride around a bike at a festival, you don't get to do that. So leave it outside. No chairs or blankets. No chain wallets for you fucking metalheads. You leave that shit in the car. No drugs or drug paraphernalia. Okay. I'll put it in my butt. This is kind of a party pooper, but no fireworks or explosives or no road flares. I planned on bringing a bunch of those in and fucking blowing people's hands off. No full face masks. No guns or ammunition or tasers. So all you tough guys, you know who you are. Leave that shit in the car. Like I said, no ins and outs after 5 p.m. Kinda early, but, what are you gonna do? They don't want a bunch of hooligans hanging outside bothering the hipsters and homeless people outside the Russell. No pepper spray, no outside food or beverages, no selfie sticks for you fucking dorks. No Sharpies, you fuckers can't be tagging the place up. And I know plenty of you planned on bringing a tent and a sleeping bag, so none of that inside the venue, okay? And no totem, whatever that is. Oh, also, will Tied Down return in 2023? You bet your fucking ass they will. So, get there early. Like I said, doors at 12. First band probably 12:15. Don't miss the first band. It's fucking Doubt It from Detroit. Very good. They only have one song out right now, but definitely go check it out. You got a 311 punk vibe from them, but I'll still take your fucking head off. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's going to be a great day. Remember, the pre-fest is the day, or sorry, pre-show is the day before. Edgemont Printing, Razzle Dazzle, Gag, Gel, Fantasy World, and Wild Side. It's going to be fucking awesome. That'll probably sell out, so get your tickets for that. The Russell's a pretty big place. I don't know the capacity, but the pictures I've seen of it, it's pretty fucking big. I've never been there before. So it seems like a sort of like a professional venue. It'll be exciting to see. I'm glad. I hope it turns out well. I can't wait to see all your pretty faces there. I can't wait to see fucking blood on the ground and broken eyeballs and fucking ripped off ears. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a good time. But no fighting. If you get punched in the face, don't fight. Don't cry about it. Go punch him back or get the fuck out of the way. And so once again, thank you for listening to this podcast. I got a special announcement Friday, putting out a short little something with Illmatic from Detroit. I don't know why people are still sleeping on this band. Wake the fuck up and check it out, please. Illmatic, they have their shit on Spotify and on YouTube. It's fire. They have a 4-song EP. They have an announcement that they wanted me to put exclusively on my podcast for all you people to come and check it out. Thanks to them. Obviously, it's an honor. I love to help people, especially my friends. And this is fun. Thank you all for still tuning in. And I cannot wait to see you Friday and Saturday. And on that note, go fuck your mother.
You get no love over here. We smell snakes from miles away. Stay true to what I say. That's us out of the grave. This is Detroit, motherfucker. We're here to stay.
Howard.
All right. I just started recording, so good. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro. Let's hit this shit, dude.
So, all right. Well, this will be a first for sure. Someone packing to go to New Jersey while doing a podcast. I love it.
Bro, I am, again, the most unorganized human being in the fucking world.
Did you just wake up too?
Okay, so, like, I woke up, like, a few hours ago, but, like, I didn't start, like, getting, like, active till, like, 10 minutes ago.
Shit. And do you work nights? Is that why you're always, like, it seems like you're always on, like I wake up at, like, 3:30 in the morning. You'll say you were active, like, 30 minutes ago. I'm like, did you just fucking sleep late? Or fucking work late?
So, I work nights, but I also, I have really bad insomnia. So, like, I never get to sleep.
That sucks. Sleep, dude. Like, sleep is my favorite thing. Like,
dude.
I look so forward to going to sleep. If I had insomnia, I'd fucking blow my head off.
The amount of times where I've contemplated the alternate being, yeah. But we throw on the NEG and we're like, you know what, man?
Slap yourself in the face.
Exactly.
Oh shit, man. Yo, sick. We got posters on your ceiling too. I like that.
Yeah. I got Black Dahlia, Carnifex, more Carnifex, and That's about it. I just sold some, so there used to be more. Ironically enough, it was another Carnifex flag and then Despise Icon.
Shout out to the fucking Black Dahlia, though.
Oh, R.I.P. my boy Trevor Sturdnad, dude. Like I normally am never like really affected by like I would say like bigger name celebrity deaths. His was one of the first ones ever where I was just like in shock and genuine like denial.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Especially when they're obviously fucking huge around here because they're from the area.
Oh yeah,
and so like when I think I was on vacation or I don't know what I was doing, but all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, R.I.P. Trevor." Like I was like, "What the fuck happened? Like, why is everybody talking about the Black Dahlia murder?" And so they're like posting videos and like photos with him, like friends and shit. So I was like, "Oh, you disappeared. Oh, there you are. Okay."
sorry.
No, it's all good. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I finally seen like a few hours later, like R.I.P. or whatever committed suicide. I was like, "That's fucking crazy." Because
Yeah.
whatever, been a huge in the area for fucking probably close to 20 years now, if not, shit, longer than 20 years.
It's the thing about like, I mean, obviously like anybody that passes at much before what everybody would assume that their time is due, anybody that passes younger than they should, it's always hard. But the fact that this man died feeling alone and just helpless and suffering really just doesn't make it any better. You know what I mean? And nothing is going to make it better, but just like when someone passes just feeling absolutely like lost,
like nobody would care.
Helpless, yeah. It just sucks so much more. You know what I mean? So like, it's just rough, and my heart goes out to him and anybody that's been affected by his passing, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like it always sucks, like especially when you actually know somebody. Like everybody who knows his music, seen a Black Dahlia, but like when you know somebody who takes their own life, it's like, you motherfucker. Like it sucks because it's shocking, like especially when it's somebody that you don't. This is that you never expect. You know what I'm saying? Like they're always happy and fun to be around, then they fucking do something stupid. Like my uncle. I mean, won't get into it, but my uncle just committed suicide like a week and a half ago. So it was like weird because he was like always happy, the happy uncle, fucking cracking jokes, making fun of everybody, and then just come to find out, like I was like, wow, his life wasn't perfect. It's like, man, he hid that shit well. So it's always weird to see that. Like it's like, dude, you fucking fooled me,
Yeah, no, I'm very sorry about that for you and your family, man.
Yeah, thank you. But like I said, we'll just move right past it. But I'm just saying it's always shocking.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, this is about you, not about my uncle. This is about you.
I'm a loser, dog. I don't know about that.
You don't look like a loser. You look like a healthy young man.
Healthy, no. Young man, sure. Everybody, dude, it was funny the other day. Like, I played a show last night, and everybody was like, "Oh, how old are you?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm like 24." They're like, "For real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just look like shit."
I don't age well.
No, I'm not. I
seriously never would have thought that, though. I'd have thought like maybe it's like 28, 30, but
24, dude.
It's weird.
It 100%. If I shave this, I look fucking 9.
9. So you're in a couple bands, right? Let's go down the list.
Yeah.
Break the Cycle, and what else? I know there's a couple other ones.
So I'm in Break the Cycle. That's the one that I'm pretty much like, I guess would say like that's like the baby. And then
that's what I know you from anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm in 2 straight edge hardcore bands. One of them is a more like traditional hardcore band called the 18th Amendment. And then I'm in like a straight edge beatdown band called The Claim. And then I play in a death metal band called Vile Secretion. And that's pretty much it for right now.
I also did see, I don't know if I've listened to 18th Amendment yet, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is the 18th Amendment? I had no idea. So then I looked it up. I was like, is that when they made alcohol like illegal, like banned alcohol? Is that correct?
It's the prohibition. It's what started all of it.
That's fucking hilarious. and
Dude,
awesome.
okay. So we started that band a few years ago, and our singer lives out in Atlanta. Our singer and new bassist live in Atlanta. They're a couple. Yeah. So it's my girlfriend and I holding it down in Chicago, and then my boy Jay and Haley holding it down in Atlanta.
Okay.
And when we first started the band, it was like the week before he was about to leave to go home. He was studying like abroad out here. And then we dropped a 1-song thing on Edge Day, and everybody in Chicago was like, man, this is cool. Everybody in Atlanta hated it. They were like, fuck this. People have the right to drink.
Oh,
And
God.
how dare you call? And I was just like, are you fucking dumb? Like, are you serious? Like, do you really think there's any fucking chance that we're gonna reinstate the 18th Amendment? I'm like, you guys are all fucking clowns. So we didn't do it for a while, and then all of those kids that like clowned on it in Atlanta, they were all like the hardcore kids that got into hardcore because of like TikTok. Like they're not like, they don't like know shit about shit.
Right. They like
And
knocked
then
loose. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Knock Loose, but like they're all the kids that
What
were
I'm
just
saying.
like, oh, bro, like hardcore's got to be serious and have like an artsy message behind it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no,
I like knock loose too, for the record. I'm just saying, that's how
no, exactly.
bros go to that shit. Yeah.
But so then we stopped doing it, and now we're doing it, and all of those kids like don't go to like real hardcore shows anymore.
Nerds, fuck them.
Exactly. So like we owe a lot of thanks and like uplifting to the bands like Strangle You and Life of Pain. Like they really helped us be like, you guys really should do this again. So shout out Strangle You and Life of Pain.
Nice. Hey, yeah, shout out to those guys. I like Strangle You. They were just here recently. I don't know if they stopped in Chicago too, did they?
Like, they did, and it was
maybe like
it was
a few weeks, like a month or two ago. I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
Cool, man. Fuck. So let's talk about you, man. There's a fucking bug flying. Hold on. It's like,
no, you're good.
How'd you get into hardcore? Seeing as it's only 24, like so what year did you get into hardcore, and like what came first? Was it like punk or fucking metal? You seem like a metal guy.
So I'm like heavily rooted in metal. So like it's weird because like I liked hardcore bands before I knew they were like hardcore bands. So like when I was growing up, my mom and dad were always getting me into like Metallica, Death, and fucking SOD and shit like that, like really early shit. But then I found bands like Suicidal and like DRI and MOD, and I found all these bands where they're like, oh, they're kind of in that like crossover realm where they're super into like punk and shit, but then they also like metal and stuff. And then so that was probably when I was like 14, and then when I was 16, I found like I went through like a huge like fucking punk rock phase. So I was listening to like Black Flag and Minor Threat and the Bad Brains and all sorts of just like first wave OG hardcore. But I was always like, oh, these are punk bands. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then it wasn't until like 2016, 2017, a buddy of mine, well, he was a buddy of mine, no longer, he can die in a hole for all I care, showed me Knock Loose. And I was like, okay, like this is like kind of cool. Like this is like pretty rad. And then I started going down like the rabbit hole of like finding that like it was like metalcore hardcore, because that was like really, really big in 2017. But I'll be honest with you, it wasn't until I found like bands like Never Ending Game, or from hometown, obviously like MH Chaos and Sector and all sorts of shit like that, that really like brought me down the like underground like scene, like where we're at now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I owe a lot of like my taste to bands like Never Ending Game and MHKS, because like the metalcore stuff was cool, but again, like I come from that like thrash metal, fucking punk rock stuff. So like when there's bands that have like full blown D beats and they're not tuned to like F, I'm like, cool. Like there's like actual riffs and shit. And then that's basically when I was like all in. I'm like, yup, this is my life now. I started selling metal t-shirts to get hardcore merch. And I was like, yup, like I found it.
Right. Hey, yeah. And so probably less than like 8-10 years you've been going to shows and like hardcore shows.
Yeah.
I 5 years.
Yeah, I think this year will be my like probably like 5th or 6th year going to shows.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's interesting because I've never had anybody, I think your age on here who is within like a decade of like hardcore. I mean, like
yeah.
So that's cool, like to hear like all the new bands instead of like, because when I found out it was like Throwdown and like Hoods and Shattered Realm, shit like that.
Dude,
so
yeah. Hoods is right so there. Fucking good.
Right up there.
Bro, okay, so this hasn't been announced. So this is going to be exclusive for you, I guess. However fucking important it is, whatever.
It's cool. 5 people will hear it, so that's great.
Yeah, I know, right? Break the Cycle is going to be playing with Hoods June 30th at the Cobra Lounge here in Chicago.
Nice. That's fucking cool as fuck.
I'm so excited, bro. It's been a dream of mine to play with Hoods. And like the last few times they came, other bands were on the bill, and I was like, man, like I'm happy for my friend. Like I want to do that, and now I'm like, let's go, bro. Like nobody gets guest listed, everybody pays this time.
So is Smash Your Enemies on that show too? I know they're doing like 3 or 4 dates.
I believe so. I don't know. The main promoter who asked us to play, he told me, but him and I are always talking about metal shows and hardcore shows and all sorts of shit that like I can't remember fucking.
Well, I'm gonna find out real fucking quick. June 30th, you said? Okay, yeah. So no, Smash Your Enemies is not playing. They're doing a July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Grand Rapids and here in Michigan. Well, Grand Rapids is Michigan, then Detroit, fucking Melvindale, and then off to Cleveland, Ohio. But yeah, Hoods, man, it's always so fun to see them. Last time they were here, like I think there's another show that was going on the same day. It was July of like 2019 because the pandemic, all that stupid shit. Yeah, it was like it felt so like special and like personal because there's like 15 people there. Like there's like nobody there, and it was fucking absolutely amazing. Like it's cool, and there's like a crowd, everyone's going crazy. But I felt like it was for me. I was like, this is just for me. This is amazing.
What upsets me though is like, and like a band like Hoods, I felt like Hoods is a band that never got the respect they deserve. There's a lot of bands in hardcore that are older that I felt don't get the credit they deserve. And like I love that there's like kids like I say kids even though they're all like my age and maybe a little bit younger too. I was still kids. I just hate that like they find like Knocked Loose or Jesus Piece or any of these like gateway band or even like Power Trip. They find any of these like gateway bands and then they're just like, cool, I don't really need to go past 2010. And I'm like, no, you go back to know your fucking roots, dude. Like this didn't, everybody that's like, the people that are like, oh, fuck Circle Pits and hardcore, or, oh, I don't like that old punk stuff. I'm like, you got to understand, like, this is, like, it came from somewhere. Like, we have Damaged by Black Flag, and that somehow in time is what got us to Billy No Mace by Knocked Loose. Like there is a correlation whether people want to realize that or not. So I fucking hate when people don't dig into the culture, basically. That's what it is. It's a fucking culture.
Yeah, exactly. And the evolution of it, starting even way back, like, and go back to like even punk, like whatever, if a GG Allen and shit like that, or if a Negative Approach, and it all came from somewhere, and how it evolved is you don't have to like it, but you should understand it and probably respect it.
You should. I mean, like, there's always, you should always respect like where it started. You know what I mean? Like, again, like all these bands wouldn't have things to look up to and have things to morph their sound if somebody didn't start doing it first.
I agree 150%. Well, like with hoods, like they've been doing this shit since like fucking like 96, dude. Like,
I'm saying,
you know what I
dude.
mean? Almost 30 years now, and everybody gets mad at Mikey Hood because, you know, he puts how he really feels out there, and a lot of people hide how they feel, you know, the whole whatever, the pandemic and shit like that, however you feel. But he's, you know, he's not hiding from anybody, or he's not being fucking fake. And that's why people are, oh, he's, you know, whatever. Like, shut the fuck up, man. He's making good music for almost 30 years. And
Yeah.
it's like, and nobody ever gave a fuck till they were told to give a fuck. Like, shut up.
Well, you see too, and that's the other problem. I'm not gonna say it's a hardcore problem, but it's like the world right now. Everybody has their head so far up their own fucking ass right now. It is ridiculous, and nobody is willing to talk to somebody with a contradicting opinion and then respectfully agree to disagree. You just can't do it anymore. You have to draw a line in the sand, pick a side. You're with us or you're against us.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, like, no, like how are you going to grow as an individual, or how are we going to grow as a community if it's just that?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is with a lot of it, however you feel, it's like if you don't agree with me, like you're racist or something. There's always something crazy like that. It's like everyone's like, it's like extremists all of a sudden, and you know, cutting people out of their lives. It's like, just relax,
Dude,
man.
Everything and everyone is canceled in one way, shape, or form. Everybody, and like, and that's just what pisses me off so much. Like, in general with the world, and especially I'm gonna say America just because like that's where I'm from, but like I just feel like over the last few years, like we have grown. I'm not even gonna say we, I'm gonna say they, because I try to be as open-minded as possible, so I'm not lumping myself in that category. They've become so close-minded and so fucking ignorant, and as woke as everybody thinks they are, they're all asleep, they're all blind. All of them are blind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys, like there's great things, like some of it they're doing great things I fully fucking support. And then there's people where they're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of use this thing to my advantage right now because I don't like this kind of hurt my feelings, so this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saved because I got my little, it looks like a rainbow flag for fucking Gay Pride Month, but I think it's like Rasta colors. I can't even tell.
I think it's Rasta. I don't know.
My wife got it for me like last year sometime. I started wearing
What?
it. It looks like,
Why don't you do what all the other companies do and then just make the podcast logo a rainbow, and that shows your support somehow?
yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I was getting at. It's like, everyone, they're like, it's fucking Chase Bank puts a rainbow on their fucking logo. Like, oh, yeah, use our bank. We support gay people. Like, everybody does. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like come on, dog. Like, no, and that, yeah, no, I could go on forever about that shit, but like it's
like corporation, you know, and it's just like people taking advantage of how people actually feel. Like, it's just like, it's a fun leeching, you know, and just like trying to get your hands on people, say that we agree with them. Like, that's great to agree, but you know, seems like they're all out for money. Nobody even gives a fuck.
Yeah, and it's also white knighting. It's showing like, oh, look at me, I'm just like everybody else. I look at me, and I'm like, dude, like, just if you're gonna support, be about it, and if you're not, just shut the fuck up.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? Like, just fuck. And besides, you're a bank. You're corrupt as fuck anyway. So fuck off.
Exactly. Chase
So
Bank.
stupid.
Fuck them.
Fuck
so anyway,
Walgreens.
so you're straight edge as fuck. Have you always been straight edge, or did you indulge before you decided to change your life?
So when I was younger, I like experimented. Like I tried like cigarettes before, and I tried smoking weed, and I tried drinking, and then I wouldn't. And then like some years would go by, and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm older. Let me try it again. And I think I gave it a shot a bunch of times until I was like 20. And then when I was 20, I was like, you know what, dude? Like, if I wasn't doing it in high school when everybody was doing it, and I'm about to be 21 and I have no fucking interest now, fuck it. I don't want it. I don't need it. And then I was just like, yeah, no, this is where we're at. And then for the last basically like 5 years, I've been really like fucking, yeah, like straight edge or die. Straight edge or die.
Yeah. That fucking militant shit. 18th
No,
Amendment.
no. Fuck those guys. Oh my God, bro. I'm sorry. Like the whole, oh, we're gonna beat people up because they're not straight edge. And I was just like, okay, you fucking cornballs. Like, you are not in my category.
It's high as fuck right now.
Huh?
It's I'm high as fuck right now.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm so blazed right now, bro. Why is this guy beating me up?
Exactly. Fuck that. But no, I mean, but I'm sure you appreciate like Tyrant and shit, like all those hard ass lyrics, X Tyrant X, and all the X bands, like Rhinoceros and shit like that. You ever get into those bands, like all those like old Seventh Dagger label?
Yeah, no, all that shit's fucking cool, and like I love the lyrics behind it. But again, like I'm not gonna go fucking beat the shit out of everybody in some beer garden because I don't like what they're doing right now.
no, you know, I think most of that shit is like a myth too. Like it's like a legend of like people getting their ass beat. Like the only reason I've ever seen it, I've seen it 2 times where it would just happen to be a straight edge person who beat the shit out of somebody is because well, the one time the person, and they were like face to face arguing, the one dude blew cigarette smoke right in his face, anybody would beat anybody's ass for that. That's just like total disrespect. So that has nothing to do with being straight edge. It just happens to be with fucking being an asshole. And then and the other time, we'll leave names out of it, but this one time at the Magic Stick in Detroit, there's a big straight edge show going on, and I don't know. There was some chick there who was up front, like acting all crazy. She didn't even know what a hardcore show was. She was like drinking and being disrespectful. And somebody like told her to calm down. And they were like arguing face to face, a man and a girl. And she took her drink and fucking threw it in the person's face. And he was like, what the fuck? And he just threw her down like 18 stairs.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Over the top, not great, but
yeah, that's a little much. I don't support that. Like, okay, like if that dude's
I'm just saying it happened. I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying it happened.
If that girlfriend would have thrown her down the stairs, I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
That guy should not have touched her though.
I do agree, but I'm just saying it happened, which was crazy.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. And matter of principle, it's awesome. But gender to gender, not cool.
So well, that's cool though that you know that you have you've experimented and you decide that it's not for you, and being in the hardcore scene, it's like, why wouldn't you claim it? Because it's a good way to live. You know, if anybody has anything against straight edge, like they're just weird. Like, you know, like you're only better off by not altering your mind, indulging. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing. Like I have so many friends that like, everybody in Break the Cycle smokes weed. The amount of fucking dab pens I have to see every fucking day with these guys is fucking nauseating. But you know what? I got to give my boys credit though, because they always say like, we're proud of you and we hope you never break this, because they're like, we know like it means something to you and like you're just healthier without it. And I don't need the financial burden of having to constantly buy weed. I'm good.
Yeah, it's not that cheap. That's for sure.
No.
Especially in Chicago, high ass taxes.
You know what? Guess what?
Illinois, whatever.
I know about the taxes, but I don't know about that weed prices.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's just expensive. I don't know how much it is there. I never bought weed in Chicago. I just bring it.
I feel like everybody's kind of just better off. Just bring your own shit. Don't worry about finding some like fucking crackhead at a BP. Just bring your shit and call it a day.
Yeah. So I said, oh yeah, the last time I was in Chicago, we talked about that the other day. That one MH Chaos album release show, dude. That was one of like the craziest shows I've ever been to in probably the past 10 years, man. Like I was fucking like scared. Like these Chicago people are fucking insane. And that's where I first seen you at. Like I just recognized your face like from like the internet videos. I was like, oh, that guy's a fucking beast. I was like, fucking watch out for that guy.
It's funny because like it's unfortunate because like at that time I was moshing a lot, and then when BTC just played with Madball in February, I tore my fucking ACL.
Oh shit.
I haven't gotten it fixed yet. I'm going to probably in like September, but like it just sucks because like I love moshing and I love having fun, and I went from being like kind of like you said, like, oh yeah, that guy's kind of like a beast, be careful, to just being the guy in the corner like, man, sounds so good. I feel like I'm 45 right now.
Yeah, well, shit. Yeah, man, that was a sick ass show because I was so excited. Like I've seen MH Chaos already before, but I was so excited for Section Hate and
Yeah.
Queensway because I never seen either of them till that day, and I was like, oh man, it's worth the 4-hour drive. It wasn't shit.
No, bro. Like that was such a great show, and it was such a good show for our scene. And like, you know, those dudes in MH Chaos are like some of the fucking nicest dudes I've ever met. And like, I'll always shout out Ansha and TJ. Like those dudes specifically, like have had my back and like have been so supportive of me through so much shit, that to see them play a sold out Cobra Lounge for their own show that they put on, that they did all the work for, I'm like, there's no band in Chicago currently and no group of people that deserve that more than those dudes. So like you go, and then fucking Desmadre was there. I was like, bro, like Cholo hardcore, I'm all about it, dude. As a Mexican, I'm with it, dude. Let's go.
Dude, that was sick because I only heard of them because I did a podcast with Anshe. I think it was like September or something. And then that show was in November, and I didn't know who that band was. And like you said it with the rolling tongue and shit. I ain't even gonna try that. But Desmadre.
Desmadre.
Madre. But yeah, I started checking them out, and then like, and there's that video. I forgot. Oh, Sin of Man, is that what it is? He has that clown nose on. I was like, what in the fuck is this shit?
Bro.
But it's like hard, even harder live. I was like, oh my god.
Those motherfuckers hit hard, as you and I know.
Yeah. I was like, let me hide back here, dude. They're fucking blasting people. And they were outside in the parking lot. Like afterwards, I seen a video of them. They're like fighting in the alley, like fighting each other. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Dude, yeah, no, those guys, bro, like those are the few people in this world where I'm like, yes, Mr. Desmadre, whatever you'd like, Mr. Desmadre, right this way, Mr. Whatever you want, you just have it. I don't give a fuck, bro. Take it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Then, we already we glossed over that too, how during the last song for MH Chaos, they did that, what's that band, Bitter Thoughts, right?
Bitter Thoughts, yeah.
Oh, that cover. I didn't even know about that band. I had no idea, to be honest. And then that dude got on stage, and I like, he has a crazy voice, man. And like, I didn't expect him. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, people were just going absolutely bonkers. And, you had to hide for your life if you wanted to, survive. And then some shit just went down and motherfuckers were about to go at. I was like, let's get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah. No, dude, it was, yeah, no, yeah, no, it was just
can't even talk about it.
No, because like, yeah, no. Anyway,
shit happened.
Moving on.
That's scary.
My mouth shut up.
Yeah.
It is scary, but the craziest thing. This is the last thing I'm going to say about this. The craziest thing about this Madre is the fact that the guitar player Chucky, he is like a bare knuckle fighter and does like fucking full blown like matches and like bare knuckle fighting and
shit.
Dude, like when I say like those dudes are hard, like those dudes are hard, bro. Like those, like not just musically, just like on the street. So like when he's all like anytime, any place, I'm like, yeah, he's like not fucking kidding, dude. He's not fronting at all on that shit.
That shit was crazy. I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. But also shout out to Sonny from Hate 56 for panning the camera during that shit.
I wish I understand why he doesn't do it. It brings a negative connotation to hardcore music.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, man, like, can I just get one, please? Can I just see one, please, in 4K? But I totally get where he's coming from. And mad love to Sonny just for what he does in the scene, documenting that show specifically. And again, trying to keep a positive look on hardcore music. It's very, very, very positive and great what that man does. Like, I probably wouldn't have made it through the pandemic without that guy's footage.
Dude, For real, exactly. Just fucking exactly. There's so many videos he put out because he started just day after day for the pandemic, just put out new shit. And I don't know if I
He's
didn't,
hammering it out.
yeah. And I don't know if I didn't pay attention as much, or if that's just like how it was the whole time. Like every day, I was like, oh, another video, another video. It's all the good shit. So I really just got to indulge. Like, I went so deep into his channel. I was like, fuck. I've always seen the videos, but he goes back, early as fuck, like 2011 and shit.
I think he still has videos from like the 90s.
Awesome.
I think he's got some videos that date back to the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I probably am mistaken, but that dude's got some sick fucking footage from.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people have like it's like they've donated whatever footage they had for him to like remaster and like make sound better and look better. So if it's not in his hands, then go fuck yourself. Give it to him if you got footage.
Yeah. No, dude. Yeah. No, Sonny's just the fucking goat.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So you're moving on. Let's move right along. No. You said you're coming to Tie Down Fest next week?
Yeah. So we'll be at Tie Down Fest. I believe all of BTC is showing up, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're gonna try really hard to make your show, the one with Hold My Own and Never Ending Game and D Block. We really want to come out to that. If you got any extra spots, let us know, bro. We'll do it for free. Just throwing it out.
Dude, I can't tell you how many people are saying that they want to jump on. It's a cool show. It's a pretty big show. I'm proud of the lineup. Everybody was down. Like, I didn't really have to ask anybody. It's just, well, like how people are like, well, no, I got to see. They're like, I'm in. I'm like, all right.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, no fucking, I really didn't have to look. Like, everybody I asked was down. I was like, holy shit. Because normally it's like you just throw like darts at a dartboard and hope something fucking lands. You ask fucking 50 bands or 50 venues and hope somebody's got an opening somewhere.
Yeah.
It just all went pretty smooth.
I'm really happy for you about that, dude. That's awesome.
It's a cool show, man.
I'll be there. I know for sure. My girlfriend and I are going to be there.
Good
so
shit. Yeah. I wish it could have been on a Saturday because it's hard for, say you're coming from Illinois, you gotta fucking somehow get the day off or fucking, whatever, like to come all this way 4 hours and pay and stay or just fucking to drive back, or when you plan on staying that at least Friday.
Excuse me. I think we're gonna drive back because like 4 hours for us is like nothing. Like I said, like once the second you and I are done, I'm in the van for 12 and a half hours.
Fuck. So is there Hold My Own show this weekend, or is your band playing?
My band is playing. Hold My Own plays next weekend. They play next Saturday in Jersey, and then we play.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were just riding along. Who you guys playing with?
We're playing with Living in Fear, Minefield. I believe the band Delusion, and then there's one more band. Fuck, this makes me look like a dick.
Asshole. You don't even know what bands you're playing with.
Dude, like it.
Hold on, I'm gonna save you. Let me get a Minefield, Living in Fear, Break the Cycle, Without Peace.
Yes.
Says Torture Chamber is another band, and Delusion.
Delusion, yep. Every time I think of Torture Chamber, I always want to say Chamber of Malice. I don't know why, but every time Torture Chamber, I'm like, Chamber of Malice? Like, no, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, you said Torture Chamber.
Fucking. So, well, I should just look. I can look real quick. In Teaneck, New Jersey, where's that? Is that like in the middle of New Jersey or like?
Dude, I'm popping the GPS on and driving for 6 hours. Holy and then shit. Switching with everybody else. I'm going wherever the fucking blue line tells me to go.
Well, because when you think of New Jersey, you either think of like the Sopranos or like Atlantic City, but it's like most of New Jersey is just like hills and trees and fucking like bears.
Dude, I suck at geometry, so I have no clue what's going on.
Geometry? I like that. Geometry. Dude. I actually said that before one time. I couldn't think of geography was the word.
Yeah, geography.
Dude, that same thing happened. My 15-year-old son, he said that too. He said for geometry, and I was like, it's geology. And my wife's like, actually, it's geography.
Geology.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, that happened to me before. I don't even know what fucking geology is. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's fucking. That's my dog. Chase, stop. Sorry, my guitar player just showed up. He almost ate him.
What kind of dog you
got? Big ass pit bull, dude.
Yeah, I have a little pit bull.
We're a pro pit family here, and it's not the dog, it's the owner.
I agree 100%. I've had 2 pit bulls, and I just don't want any more dogs. I like to travel too much. It becomes a pain in the fucking ass.
It's hard losing a dog too. Like in my memories the other day, like the passing of like my childhood dog came up, and I always get like emotional. Like,
oh yeah,
they're your best friends, and like to lose them is arguably, no offense to all my human friends, but like it's so much harder losing an animal versus one of my friends.
Dude, I totally agree, because I had to put down one of my dogs last year, maybe September, October. I never had to do that before. Like I've always had dogs growing up. My dad always, whenever we had to put him down, like he took it to the vet. So that shit was hard to watch. Like
it's hard, dude.
To watch a dog die is fucked up,
We girlfriend had 5 dogs at one point, and we had to take the dog to the vet because it was having liver problems, and it was just unfortunate, like that dog's time to go. And I had been dating my girlfriend probably 3 solid years, and she never ever once saw me cry until we had to put her dog down. And she's like, okay, first of all, she's upset about the dog. She goes, that was fucking weird. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, I told her, I'm like, I care about animals more than anything else. So like you could dump me and I probably wouldn't cry over it. But the second the animal is gone, I'm like, that's so like the ASPCA commercial. Fuck that, bro. I'm changing the channel. Not happening.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Hey, hold on. This thing's about to cut off. I got to restart the video real fast. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to end the meeting. Then I'll send you another link. Okay.
Okay.
So give me like a minute and a half.
That's fine.
All right, cool. Here goes. We're back.
Boom.
It's like nothing happened.
Nothing, bro.
Told you to fucking railroad the conversation. As I knew it was coming, I was like, motherfucker, I hate this shit.
It's all good.
Zoom. Like they don't make enough money. Fuck you.
You know what's funny is the second you hung up, my guitar player is like, oh yeah, you're still doing that thing. I'm like, he goes, oh, I'm gonna go pick up some weed. I'm like, all right, dude, thanks. I needed to know that.
Come bring some for me.
Yeah, bro. Make sure you get extra, dude. You want a match, bro? You want a match?
You want a match? Yeah, you got 5 on it.
I got 5.
Well, hey man, that once used to be a thing. Like I got 10 years on you. Like remember having to buy like a dime bag, like a $10 fucking sack of like 2 grams or something stupid, some fucking shitty ass brickweed full of seeds and hay and bugs. And now it's all.
Oh, what an awful life you have to live. Bummer.
Yeah, no, buying shit weed. Like sunburnt weed from.
Now it's in pens and.
So weird.
Looks like wax or whatever. I don't fucking care. Whatever.
Wax, oil. Oh yeah. So just like don't care.
Hooray. Not to you, just like weed in general.
Losers.
Like, oh, whatever. Like my buddy goes like, oh man, I lost my pen. I go, what a fucking bummer you have right now, dude.
Dude, honestly though, like the shitty thing about weed is it's like I have such a bad like short-term memory. Like if I'm like really stoned, fucking forget everything. It's ridiculous.
Dude, our guitar player Orlando, he cannot like function musically if he's high. I have to tell him, I'm like, I'm like, no. If I'm trying to teach you new music, like you're not smoking before we fucking start this, because he'll be like, what fret is it? Okay. And then he'll play like something completely different. Like, where the fuck did you get that from? And I'm like, no, we're not doing this. No. We're not doing this.
Yeah, 30% THC did it. Fuck.
God, it destroyed the remaining 30% of his brain. I'm just kidding. He's my best friend. I love that kid.
So in your other band, you play what, guitar or drums? Guitar.
So in the Claim and 18th Amendment, I play drums.
Okay.
And then for Vile Secretion, I play guitar.
So you're a all-around musician.
Yeah, band whore.
Have you been playing? Which one you been playing longer? Like
drums. I've been playing drums for the last I want to say going on like 15 years of my life.
No shit.
Yeah,
pretty good then.
Drums are the only instrument I play where I'm like, yeah, like I feel like I'm like good at this. I can say I'm good.
Wow.
Guitar and vocals, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm that good.
Dude, like I find drums the most impressive as well, you know, because you can use 3 drums or you can use fucking 13 drums. You can have 10 cymbals, a double bass, fucking whatever else. I don't know the names of the drums, but you gotta, it's like an octopus. You need all your arms to make that fucking noise, dude. It's wild. It's wild.
Like when I first started playing drums, I was big into like Dave Lombardo from Slayer and Joey Jordison. So like I had this like big fucking drum kit. And then I started playing shows and I was like, yo, this sucks. Kick, snare, 1 rack tom, 1 floor tom, 3 cymbals. That is it. I am over it.
Yeah. You don't need all that to be in a hardcore band.
No, not at all. Even a metal band. Fuck it, dude. You don't need all that shit.
Well, that's cool, man. I've been trying guitar. I said I was gonna start fucking playing again, but I don't think I love learning enough to do it fucking every day. I just don't have the time, and I'm just like,
dude, just
so
put it in a
dude. So impatient.
Put it in a drop tuning and just do dum 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 dum, and then you'll explode.
Well, look, all I ever do is when I pick it up, I leave it in fucking drop D. That's all I really know. Like, I'm like, that actually sounds okay. Like, I only need 1 finger for, you know.
Okay.
So, you know, as long as you can learn to like alternate picking, like you can make it sound decent, but it's still not enough progression for me to say, hey, I'm just going to keep doing this and spend all my time doing it. So fuck that.
Dude, thick guitar parts and dive bombs. You're set. You're every hardcore kid's wet dream. You're good. If you can do dum 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 dum, and then you're good. You're in. You're in, bro. Yeah. Sign the triple B. You're good. You're ready to go.
The triple B. Days and triple B fighting over you. Lumpy might even join the band. Who knows?
Yeah, all of the 9,000 he is in. That is one of the most hardworking dudes in fucking hardcore music. It's insane.
Yeah, man. Like at that LDB fest, how many times was he fucking on stage? Probably at least 4 or 5, like to my knowledge. I think 4 at least.
He did Queensway. He did Restraining Order. He did King 9. He did something else too, I think.
I don't remember. But just a couple months before, he played in Tsunami for the Day at FYA and shit. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
Like, Jesus Christ, man, he's always on the fucking stage.
Wild.
Well, I loved when Mind Force did the Marauder cover, dude. I was whatever song they did, Life is Pain. I was like, oh.
Life is fucking pain.
Hey, there you go. You gotta represent Marauder.
Yeah, dude.
So we talked about Tied Down Fest. What bands you mainly coming for? Is there any that you haven't seen that you're really excited to see at Tied Down?
That's a good question. There's a good amount of bands on the fest I've never seen. But as far as like all of the bands I'm like going for, I've had the privilege of seeing them already.
Yeah.
So honestly, like what I'm most excited for is just finally being like at the D again and experiencing a show in Detroit, because I came out there in December pre-pandemic for the Anti Up CD release show.
Oh yeah,
With
hell yeah.
it was Anti Up, Never Ending Game, Face Wreck, High
Eternal
Alert,
Sleep.
Eternal Sleep. There's one more band.
Yeah, no, the first band, not I was gonna say
Enemy of God?
Spinebuster. Yeah, Enemy of God was on there too. Yeah, and Not Okay was another band I believe played.
Yeah. I came out for that and I was like, okay, like this will be interesting. Like I'm curious as to what it's gonna be. And this big dude just walked from the other side of the room, made eye contact with me, and then punched me in the head and then just kept on going. So I was like, all right, motherfucker, like you want to fucking, I know we in the D, but Chicago in the house. So I went over, I did the same thing. And then he like gave me a high five. And I was like, you're my best friend now. We're it. This is it. Like, no, nobody got mad over all the way how hard everybody was moshing. Everybody was friendly. Everybody was respectful. And like that to me is like a big thing. And back in the day when I toured with this old thrash metal band I was in, you're gonna love the name, the Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go. I do love it. I love Texas Toast.
Yeah, me too. It's the superior bread. You can't tell me otherwise. It's the superior bread. We played Detroit with hometown homies over there in Manic Outburst in MRSA.
Okay. Yeah.
So like the Twig brothers are some of like
the
my
Twigs. Yep.
Some of my dearest friends. So like anytime I'm out there, any excuse to see them just makes me so fucking happy. So the D for me holds a special place in my heart, and especially the music coming out of there and the people there. I've never met anybody from Detroit that's genuinely like rubbed me the wrong way and hasn't made me feel welcomed over there. So like I hold Detroit almost as near and dear to my heart as I hold Chicago.
Hell yeah. Well, good to know, man. You know, it wasn't always such a friendly place. Well, you found like friendly people, luckily,
yeah.
But you know, it's a long time ago, but like the early 2000s and shit, dude. Like it was hard to get in. Like, you know, like outsiders. It was like a weird. I don't know. Somehow I got in because I knew some people, but so any new face that showed up were either ran out or got fucking beat up till they earned some sort of respect. It was strange time, and you know, I was probably one of those dickheads for whatever reason, like just for whatever reason, just being a dickhead. Like if you don't look familiar, you know, it's like a G-check type thing for some stupid fucking egotistical reason when I had no reason to be like that to anybody. I was a dick, dude, a long time ago.
But you know what though? You with what you just told me, you have done what most people hope for, which is grow, change, take responsibility, and just be better. And that's the thing is like, that's another problem with where this world is. Everybody wants instant change, or they want people to just be fucking perfect, whatever that is, right off the bat. So the fact that you can admit that, and now your way of like paying that debt back, or not even saying paying that debt back, I'm sorry, just kind of like making up for it, if you will, is your podcast, and you're putting on for little guys like me, and you're doing shows and making like you're bringing like hardcore up, and you're bringing people into it. That's why I told you, like, dude, your podcast is sick. Like I heard about you before I heard about like Scoped Exposure, or even heard about Wasted Radio. And that's why I'm saying like you're helping the scene, not just by putting on shows and being a cool guy to talk to. You know what I mean? You're shedding light on new bands and shit, and that's fucking awesome.
Thank you. I fucking appreciate that. Like I forget to look at that just because, you know, I'm so like wrapped up in like either who I'm going to talk to or like my real life. You know, it's hard to, you know, like actually realize, you know, like what, you know, that was my intentions. You know, I want to bring people into it, or I remind people of my age of how fucking awesome it is and that it hasn't gone anywhere. It's only became stronger and more welcoming, which is a good thing.
Yes, 100%.
And there's so many new fucking bands, like, and for a while, like, I didn't even give like new bands a chance. Like, I was so jaded in what I liked. I was like, I like fucking Death Threat and Shattered Realm and Hoods, and I don't need nothing else. You know, that's how I was. Yeah, I was like, fuck that new band. I don't care. But you know, if I was going to start this podcast, I really had to dive in head first and, you know, look around and see what's out there and shit. And you know, I'm glad I did, because there's so many fucking great bands that I probably wouldn't have found without just like doing the podcast and having the Instagram and seeing like my friends share stuff, and it's fucking
Dude,
awesome.
I hated hardcore when I was in high school because I came from that metal background of just like, yeah, I like metal. Oh, it's got breakdowns, or it's not. I can read the logo, and I was like, fuck this shit. But in the last 5 years of really, really diving into hardcore has probably for a fact, not even probably, for a fact, has done more for me growing as a person and has helped like keep me going more than any metal band ever has. And like, I talk about this all the time. Like, I love metal music. The problem with it is there's no real, like, in my opinion, like there's no like push through. It's usually always like fantasy stuff, and like it's very rare where you hear like a metal song where you're like, wow, like this is kind of like really helping me like push through stuff. And it's usually the bands that are like metalcore bands. So it's like, again, like they're kind of rooted in hardcore, and if people go, well, what about Hatebreed? I'm like, well, early Hatebreed, that's hardcore. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. And you are right though, because like you can listen whatever to any type of music, and there's nothing like hardcore where you say can push you through, and in a sense it can give you either pride or confidence to be either a better person or deal with everyday life. And it's an outlet too, and because it preaches brotherhood and friendship, and whether you're a dickhead or not, you still got friends.
Yeah, I can wholeheartedly say that during the pandemic, MH Chaos, Pain of Truth, and Gridiron are the three bands that are why I didn't like finally just like end myself. 100%. I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, I was pushed to a point during the pandemic where I was like, dude, like I'm like over it. I'm over life. And listening to MH Chaos, obviously hometown homies, you know what I mean? Like, it obviously resonates a bit deeper than like most other bands. So like hearing songs like Death Before Fear, Reality, like really kind of helped me understand how I feel, like what I was feeling. And then I heard Pain of Truths, No Blame, Just Facts, and Gridiron split with Despise, with Ain't Termine and Triple Threat. And like those like 10 songs right there are like why I pushed forward to just keep going on. And those three bands and those three releases are the reason why BTC is a band.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you pushed through and made it through, man. Just a lot of people don't. So that song you mentioned, MH Chaos, that Reality song, that song is chilling, dude. Like, yeah. When they played at LDB Fest, like that, like when they did that song live, I was like, man, like there was some shit in the room where everybody was like totally feeling that song 100%. And Davey was feeling it too, man. Like he like scared me on stage. Like I was like, he looks really worked up right now,
Yeah, very.
Well, obviously passionate about his shit that he does, not just as like a front man of a hardcore band. There's a lot of feelings in those songs and a lot of heart. So yeah, I don't know if he's written everything, but man, they make that shit real.
Well, especially because like for those dudes, like I could be wrong, but I'm just outsider looking in. Like, I also feel like that song is primarily about like what they all felt when their brother Dan Bond passed away.
Yeah.
So like, like that loss for them doesn't make it it's never easier. It's never easy losing anybody. You know what I mean? Anybody. But I feel like with the musical connection they had with Dan, whether it was from his old bands or if they were working on stuff or just the personal connection, like, you can't deny that song clearly reminds them of their fallen brother. And like, I can't blame Dave or Anshit, TJ, Beaver, Evan, if any of them ever get emotional on stage, because it's like, yeah, dude, like, how can you not? You know what I mean? You love your brothers, you love your sisters, and when one of them goes, like, that's exactly like that thing. That's why that song hits the nail right on the head. Like, that's exactly how you usually feel when somebody you love and care about like passes. You know what I mean? So like, I don't blame him, and I agree. Like I was at LDB, and like I've seen them play that song many a times, and like at that night, I looked around, I just saw everybody start killing each other at that breakdown, whatever, and I was just like, yeah, I'm like, no wonder why this is emotional. Like he's singing about his brother. They're playing a song that they wrote, like, you know, when they were feeling some type of way, and now everybody else is responding. So I felt like there was a huge amount of like sorrow relief during that song at that fucking fest, and it was sick, dude.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that you probably won't get at a metal show, though. You know, like
no, you won't. No,
if we're comparing it, like the total camaraderie and emotional aspect of, you know, if you know the lyrics, you know exactly what the fuck he's saying. And so I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, so, you know, a couple weeks ago when a Never Ending Game played with Pain and Truth, they came through to Chicago too. So yeah, well, when they did one of those nights,
oh my god, bro.
Dude, like, you know,
that's the song on that
talking about cry moshing, you know.
Seriously, no, dude, like that is one of the, in my opinion, in just music history, I think that is one of the most powerful songs in heavy music, just because like it's heavy. Like even if he's not singing, you're just like boom, bam, bam, dude. Like you can't deny the music. But then like when he starts doing his thing, and then Will with the little leads, like it's there's so many layers to that fucking song that like the lyrics on top of it, like it's perfect. And they dedicated that song to Trevor that night.
Okay, yeah. Going back to say, like, so a day before my uncle, you know, he committed suicide, like I was holding my wife's hand, just fucking like welling up in tears for that. I was like, fucking assholes, they're gonna play this song tonight, and my uncle just blew his head off, dude. I was like, I can't take this shit. Like I was like, how can I fucking drown this song out? Because I was just gonna fucking explode, like squeezing my wife's hand, like, man, I can't do this shit.
Go mosh, brother.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I was just sitting there. I got through it. I was like, God damn, that was fucking powerful. Just hearing it though, and like hearing where he's coming from and how you've gone through, and so many people go through. I just want to put it out there. If you have any thoughts, man, fucking talk to somebody. Like,
yeah, no,
anybody in general, man, you know.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like I try to tell all my friends,
reach out.
Like, you know, I don't care if you feel like you're dumping on me. Like I would rather know every detail of what's going on with you to make sure you're okay than not know something and then like tragedy strikes. And like on that regard, I'm also a hypocrite because like I think I'm the worst bottler of the entire group. I'm so bad at expressing like negative emotions, especially. Like it's because I just, again, like I just feel like I'm like, well, like I don't know. Like I feel like in my group, respectfully, like I feel like I'm dad, and like dad's not allowed to be upset. So I'm always just kind of like, all right, like we'll game face it for the homies because I know they're going through shit, you know, whatever. But when I do, I gotta give it to everybody in my entire fucking crew, man. Everybody, like when they know something's wrong, like they all fucking run to me and they lift me up every single day. And that's why, like, so this is also new news that nobody's aware of, but we recently wrote a new song called Bond to Carry. And like we've never played it live, we haven't even like released it yet. But like that song is about all of my friends and my family. And like, I'm very excited for everybody to finally hear that song. Cause it's about anybody that's ever just been there for me and for my band and for my people. And like, you know, that's going to be one of those songs where I'm like, whoever wants to fucking sing it, go for it. You're like, yeah. I don't know. It's for you.
Yeah. I mean, you got to lay it down now so we can hear it.
I got the preview. I'll email it to you privately. I ain't gonna tell no one. Don't leak it, bro. It's gonna be on LimeWire tomorrow.
I'll give it to the guys at Lamb Goat. Get roasted in the comments.
This sucks, bro. You guys
Like,
are terrible. By anonymous. Okay, thanks, dude.
Anonymous. Yeah, it says "Oi, Rick to life." Like what?
Yeah.
Oh, the worst. But anyway, so goddamn, let's move on. So, are you actually in the city of Chicago or like nearby?
Yes, I'm in Chicago.
Okay.
I don't do the I'm from Arlington Heights or Schaumburg or I live in fucking I'm from Manuka. I'm 45 minutes away from the Chicago. Yeah. No, I live in Chicago, born and raised, always in Chicago, never lived in the burbs. Period. The end. Period.
Awesome.
It's tattooed on my fucking stomach because I earned that shit, dude.
That's right. And that's just on my shirt. I'm 1 mile away. Is that okay?
Not even 8. You get up to 8 miles, bro. You get up to 8 miles. That's it.
All right. I'm still in. No, well, I was going to ask you, so you're a big boy yourself, and the typical question would be, is where's your favorite Chicago-style pizza place? I know there's not only Chicago-style there, but in your opinion, if you're going to get a deep dish or stuffed pizza, where would it be?
No, okay.
No?
Setting the record straight. That's not Chicago pizza.
No,
the fucking the deep dish it's bullshit. That's all fucking marketing. Fucking trying to make money off you. It's bullshit. Real Chicago pizza, cracker thin, tavern cut in the squares, little itty bitty bite sizes. That's real Chicago pizza.
Really?
Dude, you go to Chicago, you go to any fucking regular small pizzeria, there's a 50% chance, maybe even a little higher, that they don't serve deep dish.
Holy shit. That's news to me.
So if you're gonna be the typical tourist, you go to Lou Malnati's.
I've seen the name.
Lou Malnati's deep dish. Okay, that's the go. Not Gino Z's, not Giordano's, Lou Malnati's. If you're gonna do thin crust, there's a place right by my house called, what is it? Right here. It's on the fucking fridge. Papa Joe's.
Papa Joe's. I'm writing this down, man. I might try to come through in the next few months.
Dog, let me know, bro. I'll fucking pick you up. We get pizza. You can crash in my crib. I don't care.
Cool. Fuck it.
But I would say Papa Joe's. What's that other place called? There's this other place. What the fuck is it called? I've never been there, but it's always been fucking good from what I hear. Son of a bitch.
Put you on the
I don't know. Honestly, I would recommend if you are in Chicago and there's a small town, there's a small little pizza, like mom and pop pizzeria place, just go. You can't go wrong.
Right. Yeah. You see all the ones like downtown where you get the fucking line out the door and shit. It's because they found it on Yelp, top 10 pizzas. Like, fuck you. Yeah, I know better than that. I know better. I'm not going to Yelp for nothing. That's why I figured I'd ask you.
You found that on some dumbass TikTok page. Oh, this is real Chicago for you. Also, other thing, if you're in Chicago, if you see somebody on the corner or on the street with a little fucking cart selling tacos, those are the best tacos in the city. Get them. They're always good.
Dude, I wouldn't not get a taco from a foreign taco cart I've never had.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah. At least 3,
Yeah.
But the one thing I've had for the first time back at that MH Chaos release that day. Have you heard of like those birria tacos?
Yeah. Dude, I'm Mexican. Come on, dog.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just found out last year, and I live near Southwest Detroit. They call it Mexican town for a reason, but I never fucking heard of it. But so as a place is called Taco Tlan.
Yeah,
it's down in like your guys' Mexican town, all the Hispanic people. It's kind of like the hood, I don't know what part or what street it was on, but I just know there's lots of Spanish writing on the buildings and shit. I was like, Mexican writing. Mexican.
Man, they're in there speaking Mexican, bro. There's a problem over there.
Oh no, man! And how it's legit is because they got homemade horchata right there, brewing up on the thing. I was like, I got to get some of that rice
all
water,
day, baby, all day, homemade or die.
Yeah, and I got that, and it was so spicy. The fucking birria because they had you can get it with ramen. It was a tapatio flavored ramen. like the extra hot. So they give you the whole, it's like a whole jug of that consomme, has all the meat and shit. Then you get a couple quesadillas with it.
Yeah.
It was so spicy. I was in there. It was like 90 degrees in the place. It was November. But I was fucking sweating my ass off. I was like, this is so fucked up. And I was like full, and my mouth was burning. It was the best day of my life.
Have you ever had an Italian beef sandwich?
I always wanted to, but you got to go to Chicago for the best one. I just didn't make time for it.
All right. So when you're in Chicago, we're going to do two things, providing this place still has it. We're going to go get beef because like you need to have a beef.
Oh, yeah.
However, the venue, the Cobra Lounge, where the MHKS show was, right now they have queso birria Italian beef tacos.
What the fuck?
So he puts like nice, almost like it's a nice shredded beef cooked in Italian beef au jus. And then he puts it in a tortilla with mozzarella cheese and tops it with a hot giardiniera and gives you a cup of au jus to dip the fucking tacos
Holy
in.
Fuck.
Life changing.
Yeah, man. God damn. Well, I don't know how possible it's going to be, but I doubt this is going to happen, but I was going to try to come for the Rumble this year, but depending on who's playing, I doubt it's going to happen, but I still like to think there's a chance.
You're going to want to go.
Yeah, well, you better fucking put that damn flyer out.
That's all I'm saying, bro. You're going to want to go. Shit. I know you. I know what you like. You're going to want to go.
Yeah, well, tell homeboy to put it out. Well, Mr. Marbles, tell him to get it together.
Mr. Marbles. His name's Shane. I'm going to tell him Mr. Marbles.
I couldn't think of his name at the time. I was like, fuck, man, the dude from The Killer. What's his name? Mr. Marbles.
Mr. Marbles. Oh, that's so funny. Holy fuck. I'm going to tell him about that. Like, Mr. Marbles. His name is Shane, but no, his new name is Mr. Marbles. It's over.
I think that's his Instagram name. So that's why I said
it is. Okay. I don't know why. I'm like, whatever.
Call him Mr. Marbles from now on, yeah.
That's so funny.
I forget that he's in Hold My Own too, so I'm really excited for them to come through. And I'm trying to get every band to do a cover song. Whoever plays that show, I want them all to do like one cover song. It's up to them, obviously, but I was like, it'd be cool if every band did a cover song. So I'm excited to see what the super group like Hold My Own would pull off as a cover.
I feel like knowing them, they might do something like maybe like Crown of Thorns.
Oh, that'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah, I think they might do. If they ever did it, I feel like that would be like the common ground for them. But they all of them love hardcore so fucking much. It's ridiculous. I think it'd be funny if they did a Mongoloids cover because Greg used to be in the Mongoloids.
Dude, I was secretly hoping that. Or I was like, even just do an MHKS song. I don't give a fuck.
That'd be tight. They might as well. Greg, I feel like if Dave ever was not in MHKS for whatever reason, Greg would be like the best next guy.
That's why, I said that because like, it's like if they had to substitute in each other's bands, like it would almost be no difference in the voice.
Yeah.
To me anyway. I mean, that's what I hear.
Yeah, they both have that similar like I can't do it, but like, got that like
like the gargling, like, I don't know.
That like gargling scream. It's very, very unique way of screaming for sure. I love it. It sounds fucking sick.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it took me a second to get used to MH Chaos. Like I heard it the first time I heard it was on the This Is Hardcore podcast where probably a lot of people first heard them because that was like his intro song for like the first like a few episodes. I was like, well, I'm getting used to this. I have to fucking check out more. And I did. I was like, yeah, this band's scary, dog. I like it.
It's crazy that band plays in like E standard. They play in the same tuning as like Iron Maiden. I'm like, what?
Oh, no shit.
That's insane.
How's them ears coming along? You doing all right?
Pretty good, yeah. Okay, I can hear you now.
I can find anything in there?
Yeah, maybe. I got a new candle, bro.
It took a half a second for that to come together. A new candle. And for anybody who's just listening, he was cleaning his ears before driving to New Jersey.
Yeah. It's funny because like all the guys are looking at me and they're like, and I'm like, you motherfuckers can wait, bro. I gotta wait for you guys. You know how many times I gotta wait for? We're having a smoke break, bro. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. You gotta finish the blunt. The people are waiting for you guys to play.
Yeah, bitches.
No,
that's all four of our friends. So basically, all of the band's girlfriends are waiting for us to play. Yeah, bro, we ain't shit. We ain't shit. We ain't never gonna be shit.
Yes, you will. You guys are something now.
I hope so, dude.
Well, you're doing something though, you know, and just to be active and put something together is cool enough. Whether it's just you and your friends listening, or you know, just for you, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, no, exactly. But it's just like, you know, obviously, you know, the dream is to tour and be on that, like,
of course,
Painted Truth level, or even like Gridiron, where like we're playing shows that are like pretty fucking big, and we're not in it to do that, but like that's what I'm saying. Like if we were offered that opportunity, like we'd all take it.
Hell yeah.
Ryan, our guitar player, he stopped going to college for this.
Fuck college anyway.
I agree, but like that's how much he like believes in this shit, and
good.
I'm like, dude, like
do what makes you happy, man. Do what makes you happy.
We weren't even supposed to play, but when we went out, because we all loved Painted Truth, so we all bought tickets to that EP release show that they did, and then they saw we were driving out, and then they were like, "Do you guys want to play?" And we were like, yeah, no, what? No, we don't want to play." And like, my boss at the time at the job I was working was like, "Well, Nick, you've used all your vacation days, and I can't just be allowing you to take time off." And I was like, "Hey, you know, that's crazy that you're saying that, but like, here's my 2-week notice."
Yeah. 2 weeks.
So I quit.
Oh, yeah.
I quit to go to this show that I didn't even know I was going to end up fucking playing, because I'm like, yeah, I like music that much. So fuck this job, fuck this employment.
That's it, man. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I just tell my boss, like, have something to do, so I'm going. I don't have any time. Well, guess what? I'm still going. So fucking figure it out, guy. You know?
Yeah. Either fire me or fuck off.
Exactly. Stop bugging me. Fuck. So I don't know, man. With pretty good conversation, about an hour and hour and 15 minutes or something. Yeah, hour and 20. So yeah. I don't know, man. You had your homeboys waiting for you, so
I don't give a fuck.
I really didn't have shit wrote down. I just so whatever about the band. We talked about your bands, about what you're doing. Talked about Tied Down Fest, Chicago Hardcore.
Chicago Hardcore always slept on for whatever reason. That's one of the things I hate, though. I feel like we're one of the scenes that does so much, and sometimes I feel like Chicago hardcore bands are trendsetters, and yet sometimes we're overlooked a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck, ever go to a Chicago hardcore show, wear a fucking helmet, because that shit's wild.
Dude, bro, fucking yeah, it's cool too, because like some of the shows that are in the works right now are going to be shows where it's like, dog, they're doing this with these guys basically in this woman's kitchen. Are you serious? So like we got some pretty like ignorant things coming up, and I don't know, I feel like I'm hoping, dude. I just feel like Chicago's been a little slept on a little too long, and you know, I'm hoping people start to recognize, fool.
Oh, they will. They will. They just don't know it yet. Especially when Break the Cycle takes over the world. It's coming.
Oh man, I hope. I dream, but if we stay where we're at, I'm happy. If we blow up even bigger, I'll be happy. And I'm just happy to be doing something with my friends and just having a good time. You know, like we got offered the show for Jersey. So there's 4 people in the band, right? There's 10 of us going.
Support, baby.
A bunch of our friends like, we're coming with you. We're like, okay, cool.
That's cool, man. with gas, you want them all to chip in. Ugh.
Yeah, well, so my girlfriend and 2 of our friends are already there in Jersey, and then 2 of our other friends are headed out in a little bit whenever we're ready to go.
Cool, man. So you guys just had that fucking CD release show a few weeks ago. So what do you have to promote? Is all you can find is your one album on like Spotify and shit on Bandcamp? Is that all you got going on right now? With that band, would Break the Cycle anyway?
Yeah, well, with Break the Cycle, yeah, for sure. We're in talks of doing a split with this really cool like crossover thrash band from Jersey called Paralysis.
Okay.
So we're just kind of like, they're on tour right now, and we're waiting for them to get home and kind of talk specifics and figure out like a game plan and all that shit. And then we have our show next week with Shackled, Gates to Hell, and Hold My Own. And then and then the show June 30th with Hoods.
Oh,
and
shit.
Whoever else is on the bill, I'm still waiting for info on that.
Nice.
And then that's it for BTC as far as I know.
Shit,
and then The Claim and 18th Amendment are in the studio currently recording, getting ready to put out a 4-song EP with 18th Amendment. And then I think with The Claim, we're either going to do 2 or 4 songs. We haven't decided yet.
Good shit. Well,
yeah.
No, man. And it's super fun talking to you, man. Like I said, I've seen you around on the videos in Chicago. You do look familiar from that Annie Up show that you mentioned back in 2019. Like I almost have a small, vivid memory of you.
I was wearing
just a big guy, hard to miss. Hard to miss. So I was like,
yeah.
Oh, I was like, that guy doesn't look familiar, but he looks like he's very comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like, like I remember all of the like all the short leash dudes.
Yep.
I knew them from back in the day. And then
Robert,
those
guys.
Yeah. Knowing Annie Up and then the Twig Bros and all that shit. So like I had met a fair amount of people like from Detroit already, just from like them coming through to Chicago and shit. And I was just like, cool, like fucking roll out. Like whatever. If this guy's gonna punch me in the face and I'm gonna punch him back and we're all good,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I could be.
Cool, man. Well, since we got fucking less than a minute again, so time to wrap it up. So we did. He's every 40 minutes. It's like, oh, I'll fucking pay for it, or fuck you. All right, cool. But anyway, I'll see you next week, and thank you for doing this, man. Once again, I'll probably have it out by Monday, and I'll send you the link, and you can share it with all the homies. And see you Saturday.
Thank you for having me, dog. I can't wait to see you.
Thanks, man. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, cheers.
Bye.